Let's go down to Clearwater, Florida for a moment, get into a little defensive line conversation. Sean Sevillano is someone that is considering Notre Dame, and he's going to be making a decision very soon.
Yeah, Friday noon Eastern time, announcing a commitment between Notre Dame, Ohio State, Auburn, and Miami. Talking about the nation's number. All right, you just heard that top four, right, Darren? You just heard that same top four. Here's the ranking: 879, 879 overall player nationally. Number 82 defensive lineman, number 121 player from the state of Florida per the 2024 On3 industry ranking. So someone who's not highly ranked, 6'1.5", 325 pounds, a big boy. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have is he a rover, Viper, like, no, this is a nose tackle all the way, Darren. So visited Notre Dame in March, and this kind of all happened last week on my cruise where Wayful decommits, and then Sean Sevillano announcing a commitment date, started kind of looking pretty good for the Fighting Irish. Again, this all just kind of came together pretty quickly, and I had more about this in the Gold Standard at blueandgold.com that you can read. So, yeah, June 2nd commitment date. Notre Dame looks pretty good here. I had been told for months that it was a Notre Dame-Ohio State battle, and he was going to take official visits to Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Auburn. I anticipate him to announce Friday and then just take the official visit just to the school that he's committing to Friday. I don't think he's going to commit and then still take all those visits. So, yeah, this could be pretty good for Notre Dame. Look, they want a nose tackle in this class. Sevillano's a nose tackle. Justin Scott also, can be a nose tackle for sure. I mean, he's 6'5", 210 pounds. I think he could actually – Justin Scott's athletic enough to play the 3 technique, but he's probably knows the next level. So you get Sevillano, you get your nose tackle locked in for sure, and if you get Justin Scott on top of that, Marcus Freeman will, just start doing backflips. He's not just going to be throwing out the first pitch at the White Sox game. Freeman will start doing backflips.
Sure seems like the Irish are in really good shape with their defensive line recruiting in this class. They've got a good group already. You've talked about Justin Scott. Here's maybe an interior defensive lineman. It just seems like they've got a lot of depth in recruiting right now, and they have a lot of good choices at the various positions along the defensive line.
Yeah, and it's well balanced too. If Sevillano commits, you have your big beefy interior nose tackle. Cole Mullins, you're kind of taking a flyer on him, for the lack of a better term, because he plays inside linebacker at the high school level a lot. Is he a Viper? Is he a strong side end? He just looks like a really good athlete. Bryce Young is honestly a freak show. He looks like a Viper. I mean, he's probably more of a strong side end, at 6'6", 245 pounds going into senior year. Logan Thomas, your true Viper all the way. That long, lean guy who runs a 4.7. And then you could potentially get Justin Scott. We didn't even mention Elijah Rushing. There's another 5-star Viper type guy. You look at Elijah Rushing, I mean, he looks like Keon Keeley, who was committed to Notre Dame for flipping Alabama. I mean, not only are they both 5 stars, literally they have the same build and face complexion. I mean, they just look the same. I mean, you could. I mean, does Notre Dame land 2 5 stars in Scott and Rushing? I mean, they'd be. I mean, you're jumping for joy if you get one of those guys. But yeah, I think just overall, if they get Sevillano, that's 4 defensive line commitments. You're pretty happy with that, and then from there, you're just swinging for the fences with Scott and Rushing. That's at least my read on it, Darren.
Okay.
Notre Dame recruiting changes so much and so often that they could be like, no, we're taking 7. Who the heck knows? But yeah, I would say it's in a pretty good spot right now.
All right, let's wrap up with some football that's played down the road in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Fort Wayne's been good to Notre Dame through the years. Jalen Smith comes to mind. I think Drew Tranquil. Huh? Yeah, so now we got Tay Johnson to talk about, a pretty good 2-sport athlete. This guy could probably play some pretty good basketball as well, but Mike, he's going to be a college football player. I know he's listed on 3 as an athlete. I don't know if you can offer any more insight where he might play, but where do the Irish stand with this Hoosier?
Darren, there's a lot to talk about when this is our final segment, right? I mean, I loved a prediction for Tay Johnson this week. The North Side standouts end up at Notre Dame, and we have a huge official visit weekend, Irish Invasion Camp Sunday. I mean, there's a lot going on in the world of Notre Dame football recruiting, so make sure you head to blueandgold.com. Stay up to date with all the coverage. But yeah, nation's number 160 player, number 5 athlete. Again, that athlete designation's often, you know, if a player's being recruited at multiple positions, he's playing both sides of the ball in high school, like not a clear spot. You kind of put the athlete tag on him. I mean, Notre Dame's talked to him about receiver and safety. He definitely looks more like a safety at the next level for Notre Dame. Officially visiting Sunday to Tuesday. Notre Dame sources are buzzing about it going into the visit. So I log my prediction Monday. Yeah, I think it's for the win, Darren. I think if this official visit goes well, and I believe he's going to Purdue later this month, but you just got to wonder if this goes well, does he commit and just, you know, shut his recruitment down? I think that's at least what the Notre Dame staff hopes. But you mentioned with like defensive line recruiting, like, yeah, it's looking really good. I think if Johnson commits, you're feeling the same about safety. Like, all right, you got Urlacher committed, Brian Urlacher's son from Chandler, Arizona. Now, if you get Johnson at the safety spot, you're feeling pretty good.
Okay, Mike, we've got Blue and Gold Illustrated, blueandgold.com, filled with a lot of recruiting information between you and Kyle. So give our listeners that sales pitch, what they're missing right now at Blue and Gold Illustrated, and how easy it is to become a part of the family.
Just go to blueandgold.com and just click a button at the top. I mean, you're getting signed up in minutes. Our current offer is join blueandgold.com for $29.99, gets you access for 6 months, and this is a limited time offer, so please do consider signing up for that. Yeah, this is just kind of a taste of the information. Like these, you know, the interviews with Darren, they're just a taste of you know, all the info that we have there on a daily basis.
I'm going to leave you with this question, and I mean for the answer to be broad. Would you say that we are a while away from Justin Scott making a decision?
I mean, Notre Dame wants to have him for an official visit for the Ohio State game. So Notre Dame's hoping that they're not close. Unless he wants to just, you know, call tomorrow to commit, then that's ideal. But Notre Dame is hoping that this gets dragged out a little bit longer.
Okay.
Mom wants him close home. Like, that's kind of the goal. But I would peg I don't know. It's tough. Like, I think he's going to end up at Notre Dame, but then there's like a lot of people like Miami for him. I think it's Notre Dame, Miami. You know, I know Michigan, Georgia, Ohio State, you know, all kind of in the mix. Even Florida wants him for a visit. But I think that Miami could just pull it off this summer. But if he stretches his recruitment into the fall, that's good for Notre Dame.
For us old people, anytime Miami is involved, you get a little nervous. That's for sure. He's Mike Singer, Notre Dame football recruiting insider, Blue and Gold Illustrated, blueandgold.com. Mike, thanks for the visit. Good to have you back, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Darren.
That's